everyone. Welcome to Alpha English Podcast, the place where learning English becomes simple, fun, and powerful.
If you want to speak English with confidence, understand real conversations, and improve faster than ever, you're in the right place.
Every episode, we break down English in the easiest way possible.
So get ready to learn, grow, and level up your English.
Let's start the episode. Okay, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we spent the last episode going through the first 25 of our 50 smart English responses, the phrases that make you sound quick, natural, and confident in everyday conversations.
And if you missed that one, no worries. You can easily catch up, but honestly, you can also just jump in right here with us.
Exactly. Today we're picking up right where we left off, response number 26, all the way to 50.
And just like last time, these aren't textbook phrases. These are the little things native speakers say without even thinking about it.
Number 26, say no more. Used when you understand completely and don't need any further explanation.
Can you grab me a coffee? I had a rough morning. Say no more. Instant understanding, zero questions asked.
Number 27, I'll believe it when I see it. A skeptical response, used when someone makes a claim you're not fully convinced by yet.
They said the project will be done by Friday. I'll believe it when I see it. Little cynical, but honestly, very human.
Number 28, that's the spirit. Used to encourage someone who just showed a positive attitude.
I failed the first try, but I'm going again tomorrow. That's the spirit. Great for cheering someone on without sounding fake.
Number 29, I owe you one. Said when someone helps you out and you want to acknowledge the favor casually.
I covered your shift last night. Thanks, I owe you one. Light, casual way to say, I'll return the favor.
Number 30, long story short. Used right before you summarize something long into a few words.
Long story short, we missed the flight and had to rebook everything. Saves everyone time and sounds naturally efficient.
30 down, we're in the final stretch now.
20 more to go. Let's keep moving.
Number 31, you can say that again. Used to strongly agree, almost like repeating exactly, but more colorful.
That meeting went on forever. You can say that again. It's funny because it literally invites them to repeat it, but nobody actually does.
Number 32, no harm done. Used to reassure someone that a small mistake didn't cause any real problem.
Sorry, I sent that email a bit late. No harm done. It still got there in time. Very reassuring, very kind.
Number 33, I'll take that as a yes. Playful response when someone's reaction implies agreement without saying it directly.
Someone just smiles instead of answering. I'll take that as a yes. Perfect for light-hearted teasing.
Number 34, that's beside the point. Used when someone brings up something true but irrelevant to the main issue.
Yeah, but the food was good. That's beside the point. The service was terrible. Keeps a conversation focused without sounding rude.
Number 35, I'm all ears. Used when you're ready and fully paying attention to what someone's about to say.
I have something important to tell you. Okay, I'm all ears. Shows genuine interest instantly.
You know, I keep thinking about how these 35 phrases probably feel like a lot right now if you're taking notes, but nobody uses all 50 in one conversation. You just need 3 or 4 that feel like you, and the rest will come naturally over time.
Well said. No pressure to memorize everything today.
Exactly. Okay, 15 more to go.
Number 36. I can't argue with that. Used when someone's logic is so solid you have nothing to counter with.
It's cheaper, faster, and easier. Why wouldn't we do it? I can't argue with that. Full surrender, but in a respectful way. Number 37. That's a relief. Used when you hear news that removes worry or stress.
The test results came back normal. Oh, that's a relief. You can almost hear the exhale in the phrase itself.
Number 38. Suit yourself. Used when someone makes a choice you disagree with, but you're letting it go.
I'm not wearing a jacket. It's fine. Suit yourself. It's freezing out there. A little sassy, but harmless.
Number 39. Point taken. Short and professional way to admit someone made a valid criticism or observation.
You've been late to 3 meetings this month. Point taken. I'll fix that.
Clean, mature, no excuses attached. Number 40. Let's not go there. Used when someone brings up a sensitive or unwanted topic and you want to redirect gently.
So, about that argument last week. Let's not go there right now.
Sets a boundary without shutting the conversation down completely. 40 down, only 10 left, and honestly, some of my favorites are still coming.
Let's finish strong.
Number 41. I'll leave it to you. Used when you're comfortable letting someone else make the final decision.
Should we go with the blue or the green design? I'll leave it to you. You have a better eye for this.
Shows trust without sounding like you don't care. Number 42. That's news to me. Used when you're hearing something for the very first time, often with mild surprise.
Didn't you know the office is closing early today? That's news to me.
Great for those, wait, what? Moments. Number 43. I'll pass, thanks. A polite way to decline something without over-explaining.
Want to grab some spicy wings? I'll pass, thanks. Not really in the mood for spicy today.
Direct, but still polite. Number 44. That's more like it. Used when something improves compared to before.
First attempt at a presentation is rough. Second attempt is much better. That's more like it.
A little burst of encouragement built right into the phrase. Number 45. I hear where you're coming from. Slightly beeper version of I hear you, showing you understand someone's perspective, not just their words.
I just feel overlooked at work lately. I hear where you're coming from. That sounds frustrating.
More emotionally attentive, great for supportive conversations. Number 46. Fingers crossed. Used when you're hoping for a good outcome, often about something uncertain.
Do you think he got the job? Not sure, but fingers crossed.
Optimistic without promising anything. Number 47. That's a stretch. Used when a claim or explanation seems exaggerated or hard to believe.
He said the traffic made him 2 hours late. That's a stretch. It's a 10-minute drive.
Polite way of saying, I don't quite buy that. Number 48. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Used when you don't want to worry about a problem before it actually happens.
What if it rains on the wedding day? Let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
A calm, practical way to avoid unnecessary stress. Number 49. You read my mind. Used when someone says or suggests exactly what you are already thinking.
Should we just order pizza tonight? You read my mind.
Instant connection. Feels almost like teamwork. And finally, number 50. Here's to that. A warm, almost toast-like way to agree with something positive someone just said.
This year's been tough, but we made it through. Here's to that.
A perfect, slightly celebratory way to end this whole list. And that's 50. 50 smart, natural responses that'll make you sound more confident in everyday English.
If you only remember 3 from this whole episode, that's still a win. Confidence in a language isn't built all at once. It's built one small, natural reply at a time.
Well said. Thanks for listening with us today.
See you in the next episode. Get care.